Hi, I'm Zach Johnson, Director of Global Accounts and International Sales at Amazon Advertising. I'm so excited to be here with Coca-Cola and McLaren to talk about a unique campaign we built when we put our heads together and our customers first. It's rare that great ideas are produced by talented, singular individuals holed away in an office or a studio. In fact, some of the most powerful inventions and works of art were the result of collaboration. And the same is true in the world of marketing. When brands pool their resources and creativity, they can build powerful campaigns that surprise and delight the customers they share. Today, we are going to explain what we did, how we did it, and what lessons you can learn about successful brand collaboration. Here with me now at McLaren headquarters just outside London is Claire Cronin, Executive Marketing Director at McLaren, and Lando Norris, Formula One driver for McLaren. Speaking to us from Atlanta, Georgia, we have Brad Ross, Global Vice President of Sports and Entertainment, Coca-Cola, and Matt Tarallo, Global Vice President overseeing Coca-Cola's collaboration with Amazon. Welcome, you guys.
How have you been? It's good to see you. Zach, Claire, always a pleasure. Hope you're doing well over there.
Before we jump into the campaign, I'd like to take a step back. What are the most important factors to consider when deciding whether or not to align with another brand? Brad, let's start with you.
Fundamentally, there's got to be an alignment in values. I think that's table stakes and a starting point. And not all companies and brands have the same values, and that's okay. But I think to get the conversation going, I think that's probably part one. The next filter, I'd say, is about understanding the superpowers of each of the partners or the brands. And the more different they are, often the more complementary they can be. I'd say the third thing we think about is objectives. If you don't have the same objectives and one partner is looking at things in a different way, it's quite often to then align on the work and the hows. And I think that's pretty important to get that objectives in place and to see what's coming there. If you can get all of that right, so if you align on values, you understand each other's superpowers and how you can collaborate on that, you share the common objectives in bringing some magic to the fore, then I think it's this X factor that doesn't always happen, but when it does, it's magic. And I think that's the part that brings it all together.
So when we look at a partnership, we tend to look at it through three lenses. We ask ourselves, is this partner purpose-led like us? Do they share our values? And then do they share our audience? We really want to engage with them in a way which is fun, relatable, accessible. And so when this partnership came together, it was really a meeting of minds and a true marriage between the three brands because Coca-Cola, Amazon, and McLaren really think about their customers and their fans, in our case, in a similar way. So we're really privileged to occupy a role in our consumers' lives whereby we show up in the moments that really matter to them. And that's really the thread that links the three brands. And customers nowadays, they can see through any kind of badging exercise and they can see that it's inauthentic. And that's why this piece of content was so great, was because it was a really authentic piece of storytelling, which worked for all of the partners and helped showcase the relationship we have with one another.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris here. We're gonna make some Amazon deliveries today.
While we're doing that, we'll be delivering Coke Zero Sugar to our customers.
So you ready?
I'm ready.
It's not a race?
Not a race.
No.
No, I'm driving.
Mate, what do you think you're doing?
I'm gonna wear it as long as you're driving.
Cannot believe you.
But I just feel safer this way.
Your delivery, sir?
Take that.
Cheers.
Cheers. You know what would be cool?
What?
Get out of the car in slow motion.
Can we actually do that?
Your delivery with some Coke Zero Sugar. You know, if you ever get sleepy, I can drive.
Is that actually your race face?
No, that's not my race face. This is my race face.
That's your delivery face right there.
No, my delivery face is...
Because
Get your favorite Coca-Cola products delivered by Amazon. F1 drivers not included.
Lando, what was the response from fans after seeing the Driven to Deliver video?
First of all, I think the fans loved it. It was one of the best videos I think we've still ever done together between Carlos and myself, getting to drive a McLaren around the streets, hand delivering Coke bottles to different people around. It was a cool experience, something very different to, I guess, what we normally do, what I normally do. You know, it wasn't recording in a little room or anything like that. It was like a movie set style activity, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. And even personally, seeing the end video and being part of something like that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's amazing to build great video content. And as you think about it, you have fans all over the globe. You're active on social media, even on Twitch. How do you engage with your fans around the world?
The biggest thing is using Twitch and allowing fans to see me for who I am, not me for, you know, particularly the Formula One driver or seeing me within a paddock. It's more just seeing me as a normal human, me at home on my chair in my room, just chatting nonsense basically. So it just gives them more of a feeling of, you know, just speaking to someone normally, not looking up to me or seeing me as a certain somebody. So I get a lot of people, you know, just asking different questions, how the weekend's gone, and giving them a bit more of a behind the scenes of what happens, because they still see a lot more of just what the F1's cameras show, and me driving a car, me in the paddock every now and then. They appreciate, you know, me just in my casual clothes, back at home, chatting and giving a different perspective on it all. So it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it, and it also gives the fans a much better experience of what a Formula One driver does.
Matt, you were a key figure to getting this campaign off the ground. What was the genesis of the idea? What kind of customer experience were you looking to co-create?
And I wanted to do something global to really build off what Brad said, is getting an asset that allows us to touch and engage consumers globally in a very organic and favorable way. And what we saw with McLaren and Amazon was we can do something differently, right? So we looked at it and said, how do we build this out to really engage with consumers in a way that we haven't done in the past? And it allowed us to achieve three things. One is global reach, right? This is an amazing demographic from a sports fan perspective that we want to be able to complement and engage with. The second piece is we wanted to do something different. I mean, this is not a typical promotion. We're not going to do a coupon, a search. It's more than a logo on the car. We really wanted to test it like a video and like engagement and like social. And then the last is we want to build out capabilities for the next. This sets the groundwork of saying, can it be done? How do we treat it broader than a single tactical activation? And then how do we really launch it? And through that collaboration between the three, it made it happen.
And I think that's the beauty of this partnership specifically, is you don't necessarily know what can come out of it. That's that magic piece that once you start collaborating, once you start really thinking it through, when all the partners are at the table and brainstorming and pushing the objectives and pushing the boundaries, that's where these big ideas start to come from.
For us, it's really about creating memorable, money-can't-buy experiences that drive real social currency. And you know, what could be more memorable, drive more social currency that you want to share with your friends and your family than receiving an Amazon delivery, which is hand-delivered by Lando, with some free Coca-Cola? I mean, what's not to love about that experience? Yeah. And you know, when we look at creating those kind of experiences, the great thing about working with Amazon, with Coca-Cola, is that they really think through the end-to-end customer journey and how they surprise and delight and sprinkle a little joy all the way through. And that's where this collaboration came together and created such an amazing experience for the people who were on the receiving end of it.
Yeah, when we drew it out, we wanted something that people would remember, right? I mean, you think about it. We have Coke and we have a McLaren car. It's a great combination of the three. Like, how do you have that authentic experience where people aren't just saying, great, this is an ad, there's a car, there's a bottle, and there's a box, but like really getting it so you're like, man, that's really cool and that's fun. And I think the biggest reward here is leveraging the two drivers, right? And having them in the car together where they're able to play off each other, you were able to see really the true characters of both drivers having that connection.
I think there was a humanness behind it, which was beautiful. I think, you know, sometimes commercials can be a little mechanic or formulaic. And I think in this case, there was some development and brainstorming to get to where it got. But the beauty behind it, I think, is it humanized the drivers in a way that brought them closer to their fans and did a role for McLaren, for Amazon, and for Coca-Cola. And I think that was where the magic in that came from.
And the continuation of that is even to today, there's multiple memes floating out there of them in the car headbanging. Like, it was a great experience. Like, the B-roll was amazing.
The video was just the first part of this campaign. It was the foundational content that we placed at different moments in the customer journey. Matt, can you tell us about the impact the campaign had on your business?
We started with a video, a great video that had a lot of engagement, but we started iterating from there. So we've built out programs within the site that We're able to start doing exclusive merchandise drop. I mean, we're giving away car parts. So if you're in the car, there is the halo that protects the driver. And in that halo, you actually had Coca-Cola emblem. And that was given away as a grand prize to a consumer that simply just clicked on the site.
And I think the exciting thing is, great ideas, more great ideas can come from that.
Yeah.
And I think to Matt's point, with the solid start, with the commercial itself, and where the vision of this partnership was going, led to a whole host of other opportunities that stemmed from that. And I think that's what's exciting, and that signifies some of the good work that was done in that first early stage.
I'm curious what draws you to McLaren specifically. What are those values you find in them?
I think McLaren is such an innovator. I think they're a leader in the industry that they operate within. And I think it's that innovation that certainly attracted us to what McLaren were doing and how they were bringing that together. And we like to learn. I think that's part of it, is what you can learn from your partners too. So I think the innovative spirit, the entrepreneurial spirit, and the can-do spirit were all things that certainly attracted us to this partnership.
And I think to build off of that, I mean, as you look around the objectives that you shared, I mean, this is year 3 of the McLaren partnership that we have. And having a definition of best-in-class partnership and collaboration, we have that with Amazon, and now we have that with McLaren. It's a full agreement that says we all have linked objectives, we have desired outcomes, and we want to go deliver them against the total.
I'd say, I think Coca-Cola is renowned across the world for really bringing joy and happiness, and their purpose and their brand really stands for that refreshment, that renewal. And so when we think about our fans and what we do every race for our fans, 23 races a year for Lando, that refreshment, that renewal, that really speaks to our audience, and it plays a vital role, obviously, in how we show up at the races and how we engage with the fans there.
So whether it's the behind the scenes at the racetrack and seeing how it all comes together, or giving our consumers and customers the opportunity to meet Lando and the team that are actually in the car driving, I think that is something that you can't buy, and that's where this experience economy, I think, really comes to life.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, look, principles are simple. We want to execute great things to drive brand love and consumer engagement. And as you looked across the activations, not only what we've done in the US, but also in other markets like Abu Dhabi, I mean, you're getting that richness, right? That engagement of people getting behind it. And it's a powerful thing to have Coke, McLaren, and Amazon come together and provide that once-in-a-lifetime experience is super mesmerizing.
I want to thank Coca-Cola and McLaren for their time today, but also for their collaboration to deliver this program. It was incredible to learn more about how they think about brand partnerships, but also how we think about the customer experience. And ultimately, how do we create a more human experience, bringing both brands and experiences to life? Thank you.
Well, thank you again.
Pleasure.
Cheers.